good to see you here. We have potentially your next opponent beside us. How's the health going? I know that was an issue as far as booking this fight. How's everything going with you?
Everything's good. You know, I mean, it's been a crazy time frame. It's been the weirdest thing. You know, I go out there, I accomplish the ultimate goal. Leading up to that, like during fight week, got super sick. So just kind of battling through some weird stuff. And then Tisha coming back after a 2-year layoff. You know, I was sick until the end of February. During my last camp, I sustained an injury. You know, adapt and conquer, but I had to take the time to properly rehabilitate that injury and do things. So here we are. I'm healthy, and I'm looking forward to what's up.
As far as the timeline of coming back, do you have that kind of in mind yet, or are you still kind of waiting to see when you could potentially fight next?
Talking with the UFC, it looks like it's going to be October. So.
Oh, awesome! Yeah. That's good. Also, I saw you sign with Vayner Sports for representation. How did that all come together? That's a pretty big deal.
You know, I've been buddies with Uriah Faber for many, many years.
Okay, yeah.
So from him and I just talking, you know, and he's the one that connected me with them. And what a great group of people. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, and I know, you know, you're UFC champion. Obviously, they do a good job with branding. I don't know if have you had a chance to meet Gary yet? Have you done that yet or no?
I haven't personally met him. You know, I think we've sent some emails and stuff back and forth, Zoom calls, stuff like that. But I mean, it's different when you have that interaction in person and whatnot. But overall, just what a red carpet event.
Yes, exactly.
But overall,
I
I bumped into her last night at 2 a.m. when we're getting stuck out of our hotel room. So it's crazy.
Quickly, just on the Vayner thing, I was just saying because I know they obviously do a good job of like things outside the cage as far as like businesses. Is that something you're hoping to do as well? Maybe make the Rocky brand more of a strong thing going forward?
Yeah, 100%. You know, my entire career, I've done things myself. You know, I've had a rough career when it came to kind of trusting people. I've been screwed over a lot. So this entire time, I've navigated things for myself, and you know, I'm at a place that I feel like somebody else actually needs to help me and take over things. I really do want to build my brand. I want recognition and different things for everything that I've done, you know. So just signing with them, like I said, I couldn't be happier. I've been with them for, I want to say, a month and a half now, and like it's been nothing but great things. There's a lot of things in the work, and so I'm looking forward to the future.
You mentioned there about Kayla having a conversation with her at 2 a.m. Did you say? Can you talk a little bit about what happened?
Yesterday, flights were crazy. Everybody's flights were delayed. You know, I was supposed to arrive in Vegas at 8 p.m. and instead I didn't get here until 2 a.m. So we were waiting in line, and a fan came up to us out of nowhere and was like, "Oh my God, the two of you!" I didn't even recognize her in front of me. Honestly, I was just so out of it. I was irritated from travel, and then seeing her. So you know, we introduced ourselves and we just had a simple conversation and whatnot.
And what did you make of her debut?
You know, I think it's great. I think it's great that she's finally here. She's in the UFC. She brings such a hype train to her. She has a resume. I think for her as an athlete, you know, it's a great platform to where she truly gets to challenge herself now. You know, I feel like UFC, like, there's so much talent out there, but I feel like UFC does an amazing job at. They're UFC for a reason. You know, they're the largest platform for a reason. So now she gets to excel. And then, like I said, I mean, she brought even more attention to the women's bantamweight division. So.
And you spoke about an October return. Do you have an opponent?
Well, we'll go with the one standing next to me. You know, it's been a fight that I've been looking forward to for 11 years. And so, yeah, Julianna's the one that we're talking about.
Okay, and have you obviously you were just standing next to each other, have you run into each other, any words spoken?
No, you know, I mean, for me, it's when I've been in the sport for so long that it's not one of those things where I'm never going to be a shit talker. Like, it's just not who I am. At the end of the day, the fight does the talking for itself. And the Ultimate Fighter, you live with each other. You know what I mean? She was my roommate. She slept on the bottom bunk below me. And so it's not one of those things. Like, we've crossed paths at many, many events. You know, she don't really make eye contact with me, and we don't really speak to each other. And it is what it is. So.
Is there any animosity between? Obviously, she said a few things, and you know, there's been back and forths. And is there any animosity between you two?
You know, for me, I think it's one of those things. She's gonna have her own version of things. You know, I grew up and like I hated people. I've been an ambassador against bullying. I've hated people being bullied. On the Ultimate Fighter, I didn't know anybody. You know, I knew of a few people just from their names on Invicta and seeing them cut weight in the sauna and whatnot. But I didn't know anybody. And so being taken out of my comfort zone, you're living in a household full of other fighters. Like, you have a team, but at the end of the day, like, that eventually gets mixed up. You all fight each other. I didn't know Julianna. And what I did know is when we got into the house, she was just being bullied. Everybody was bullying her, messing with her, and I felt bad. So, you know, I tried to, like, befriend her, I guess you can say, and it was like one of those things to where we're on the same team. But I'll just say I quickly learned that we have different personalities. She is someone that has gotten under my skin since then. And, you know, like I said, I mean, it's a fight I've been looking forward to for 11 years. I don't know how it hasn't happened during this whole time, but it's really cool because I think for Dana, you know, back during that time, he expected us to be for the finale. It didn't work out that way. I won fight this season, but I went into my next semifinal fight with a ton of injuries, and you know, it was a weird dynamic. So I didn't make it into the finale, and for Dana, he had that, but now here we are 11 years later on the biggest stage for the ultimate goal. So it all works out.
So how does it go down then in October?
Oh, I'm not walking out of that cage without my belt and without my hand raised. I can tell you that much. For me, it's not even about the belt. Like, that's just a fight that, like, I don't know. I've envisioned this fight so many times. You know, I pictured it in scenarios, bar fights, all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, but at the end of the day, like, I plan on whipping some serious ass. It is one of those fights that, like, I don't care what this looks like. I'm going to beat the shit out of somebody.
I'm ready for whatever. Pirates go anywhere.
Always appreciate it, Raquel. You're great.
If I can't fight